Hello, ladybugs. How are we doing? I'm okay. Well, the first thing we're going to do today is say goodbye to Gretel and get her dressed to go home. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to miss her, but I know she's going to have a good time with her mommy. I know she's missed her. So she will be fine. Hi, Gretel. Oh, my little Gretel. She's the one that has the Jayla bracelet on. I don't know if her name was Jayla. I asked her about it, and she said she had a baby named Jayla. Maybe she just doesn't remember, but I'm going to send her home with her bracelet that had the name on it, because if it's not her name, maybe she wants it back for the other baby. You know what I mean? So we're going to dress her in what she came in, which is this cute, adorable little bear dress. Isn't that cute? Look at that. So cute. So we're going to dress her in that. It was very warm here today. Very, very warm. I think we hit like 97 today. We're going to see more and more of these days that are super hot. So she wasn't wearing a diaper when I got her, but I'm going to leave the diaper on her because I never send babies without a diaper. The woman that I got her from, she always sends babies without diapers, but I don't know. It feels weird to me. So I'm just going to leave her diaper on, and then I'll put another diaper on her head. So this is just our goodbye Gretel video. If she ever comes back, she'll have the same name, and she might come back. Sometimes, you know, people want a baby back, and then after a while they want to sell it again. So I'm totally fine with it. There is Miss Gretel, all ready to go. I love this little dress on her. It's so cute. You have a safe travels, okay, baby girl? So everybody gets to say goodbye to Gretel. Here she is. There you go, little princess. You're all ready to go home. Huh? You're all ready to go home. Gretel says goodbye. It was nice meeting you guys. And I love being on your videos, huh? I love coming into your homes every day and saying hi. I'll get her to send me some pictures of Gretel. And I'll get her a blanket and we will send her home. So there's Miss Gretel. I'm going to put her aside because she's going to go upstairs after I'm done and be ready to get in the box and head home. So let's see, who are we going to dress now? I don't know. Let's dress Miss Tegan. I haven't dressed Tegan for a few days, so let's dress Miss Tegan. Here she is. Here's Tegan. Yeah, I didn't want to play with Gretel too much today because I love this outfit on Tegan though. I don't want to, you know, get attached again or, you know, further my attachment to her. So ever since I found out she was leaving, I've been kind of putting her aside just so that I don't, you know, build up more of an attachment to her. Just makes it easier to say goodbye. This is such a cute outfit. This actually belonged to my daughter when she was a toddler, and I love it. It's so cute. Let's put this one on Tegan. I have a white shirt around here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. white t-shirt somewhere over here. Let me see. I gotta put my hair up because I can't see anything with my hair all in my face. Here's my hair tie. My hair is getting very long. I had it long when I was a kid, and then I had kept it short for a lot of years, like 40 years. And then just in the last couple of years, I've started growing it out again. I mean, it had gotten somewhat long since then, but not as long as it is now. I always cut it because it's, you know, having long hair is a lot of work. And it's hard when you can't often get your hands above your head, you know what I mean? So I don't get my hands above my head very well. And with my left hand not working as well as it should, makes it difficult to manage. So I don't know if I'll keep it long or if I will cut it again. I just don't know. I guess we'll see how the summer goes because it's going to be hot this summer. So I guess we'll see if it gets too hot and I end up cutting it over the summer. Although I was tempted to cut it today. I generally don't go to a salon. I just cut my own hair. So, yeah, I don't go to a salon for much. I don't get my nails done. If my nails get done, I do them myself. If I get my hair cut, I do it myself. I groom at least most of our dogs. Only two of them go to the groomer. The rest of them I do myself. So I do quite a lot myself. Takes me all day to groom just one dog, but because I don't have the dexterity in my left side. But it's way cheaper to do it myself, so it takes me like a week to groom all of them. But that's okay. There's Miss Tegan. I love this outfit on her. It's so cute. I got this, I don't remember where I was. I want to say it was like at Nordstrom's or something like that. Ruby and Bloom. Anyway, I want to say I was at Nordstrom's when I found this years ago, like when I first got into Reborns. I went and I happened to see this on a rack and just fell in love with it. It's a 2T, so it's a little bit big for these babies, but I like their clothes to be baggy anyway, so I'm fine with that. But I love it on her. It's so cute. So cute, huh? Huh, Miss Tegan? I don't know if I have any bows that will match this. I had a pair of yellow bows. Oh, she's wearing them, but that's the wrong color yellow anyway. Let me see if I have a yellow pair. So how's everybody's day going? I hope it's going good. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Beautiful weather, at least where we are. We'll do white bows. At least where we are, it's beautiful weather. I hope it's beautiful weather where you guys are. I know a couple weeks ago there was some tornadoes in the middle of the country. I hope none of those hit you guys. Let's do. There we go. Oh, look how cute Tegan is. So adorable. This would be like what I would have put on my girls for like first day of school. I love these kind of outfits. They're light and flowy and comfortable. Huh? Do you like it? Let me see. Oh, so cute, but your bow is off center. Let's fix that. There we go. I keep hearing this question going around YouTube and TikTok of like, what is a woman? And I don't know. I don't think that there's any one thing that's a woman. Like you're either a woman or you're not. You know what I mean? Like makeup doesn't make you a woman. Dresses don't make you a woman. You know, long hair doesn't make you a woman. Those are all characteristics commonly applied to women, but those things don't make you a woman. Like there are construction worker women who are women just the same, who don't wear makeup and don't wear dresses and, you know, don't do all that feminine stuff. And they're still women. I think women and female is a synonymous term. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? You either are or you aren't. And I don't think anybody can become a woman. I think you can become more feminine. I think you can become more woman like, but I don't think anybody can become a woman, just like I don't think anybody can become a man. I think you are or you're not. You can become more of that thing. You can become more like that thing, but you can't actually become that thing. And I think it's almost an insult to women to say that if a man puts on makeup or he puts on a dress, that makes him a woman. It can make him woman like, but it doesn't make him a woman. Women are not things. You know what I mean? We're not makeup, we're not dresses. You know, those are not what make a woman. Those are things that women do. And there are many women who don't do those things. And there are no less women than the women who do wear makeup. If you're a woman who likes to spend your time in jeans or shorts and you wear sneakers instead of dress shoes and you don't own a bit of makeup, that doesn't make you any less of a woman. And I think to imply that a man can put on makeup and a dress and that makes him a woman is an insult to women, because we are not makeup and dresses. Those are things that women partake in stereotypically. But there are many women many women that I know who have never wear makeup, never wear dresses. And I wouldn't say they're any less, and have short hair. And I wouldn't say they're any less women than someone who does partake in those things. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's an insult to women to say that that's all it takes to be a woman, is to put on some makeup and a dress. That is not what makes women. Women are born women. We are women. It's just what we are. It is. And you know, that whole thing I hear about, I feel like a woman. Well, what does a woman feel like? Because as far as I know, all of the women that I know, we all feel differently. None of us feel the same. There is no universal feeling that if you have that feeling, you're like, okay, this is a woman feeling. Like, that doesn't exist. All women feel differently. Some women feel feminine. Some women feel neutral. Some women feel masculine. Some women are tomboys. Some women are fishing, hunting women. Some women are girly women. Some women are princesses. I mean, there is no one thing that makes a woman. And to imply that all it takes to be a woman is to put on some makeup and a dress is an insult to women. We are so much more than that. I think that anybody can emulate anything else. I can emulate an Indian person. It doesn't mean I can be an Indian person. I can emulate the customs of an Asian person. That doesn't make me Asian. You know, you can emulate the behaviors that are stereotypically female in our culture, but that doesn't make you that thing. It just makes you more like that thing. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, I hear people say, well, you know, trans women are women. Why can't trans women be trans women? That's a category in itself, and there's nothing wrong with being that. There's nothing wrong with being a trans woman or a trans man. There's nothing wrong with being a woman or a man. None of those things are bad. So we don't need to clump everybody into one group when we can have these categories that are descriptive of people. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being a trans woman. I just don't happen to believe that trans women can become women literally. And I only brought this up because I saw a bunch of people on TikTok asking this question of what is a woman? And my answer to that question is a woman is someone born with XX chromosomes, because anything to say that a woman is anything else is to insult any women who don't fit into that neat little box, you know? I don't wear makeup. I rarely wear dresses. I happen to be wearing a dress today because it was hot and I was uncomfortable, but generally I'm in shorts or jeans or pajamas. I don't wear dresses very often. That doesn't make me any less of a woman because I don't partake in makeup and dresses. So I think if you put people into these little boxes and say this is what a woman is and this is what, you know, it means to be a woman, is an insult to all women. You know, we are not all the same. We are not all one thing. We are all different. We all feel differently. We all experience life different. Although there are universal experiences that are typical of women having babies or having periods or, growing breasts, those kinds of things. There are some women who don't experience that, and that doesn't make them any less of a woman. Do you know what I mean? So when someone asked me today on a video, excuse me, what I thought a woman is, and I think a woman is an adult human female, XX chromosomes. That's it. I don't think there's anything else that makes a woman. I don't think you have to do certain behaviors, because behaviors and choices don't make who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can choose to wear makeup or not to wear makeup, but the woman who's dressed up in full makeup in a dress and her hair's done and she spends thousands of dollars a month on nails and facials, she is no more a woman than the construction worker who spends her life in jeans and t-shirts. She's still a woman. And so when someone asked me today what I think a woman is, I think a woman is an adult human female. I don't think that any man can become a woman, but I think they can become more womanly, more woman-like. They can emulate the behaviors that are typically assigned to women. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're women, that those are only women behaviors. In other cultures, men wear makeup, not in the same way that we wear makeup. I mean, sometimes it's war paint, or other times it's, tribal markings, or, there are different scenarios around the world. But in some cultures, men wear makeup. It's just done differently. In the Middle East or in the desert, men wear dresses. They wear those long robes. In Ireland, men wear dresses. They wear kilts. That doesn't, make them women. That makes them men partaking in their customs. So I think to attribute these specific behaviors and say this is what makes a woman is an insult to everybody on the planet. Because if you say that women wear makeup and women wear dresses, well, then anybody in the world who wears a dress or makeup would be considered a woman. And that is an insult to many cultures where men wear dresses and men wear makeup. So I guess my answer to that question is a woman is an adult human female. You can choose to live however you want, just like women choose to live however we want. We choose to live in dresses, or we choose to live in pants. We choose to wear makeup, or we choose not to wear makeup. We choose to be very glamorous, or we choose to be very plain. And none of that makes us more or less women. Woman is a category of biology, in my opinion. And I just think that you can become more like something that you want to be, but you can't become that thing. Reality and truth matter. And that's just my opinion on that. And the only reason I brought up, as I said, is someone asked me today what I thought a woman was, and that's what I think a woman is. I don't think there are any behaviors that make you a woman. There are behaviors that are typically attributed to women in this country, but in other countries, those same behaviors are attributed to men, So I don't think that any of those behaviors specifically make you a woman. I think you are what you are, and that's just the way it is. We can try to become more of the people we want to be, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. To become more of the people we want to be, whether that be more feminine or more masculine, or more Christian, or more anything. I think all those things are wonderful. It's just a matter of you can't actually be something that you're not, and that's just my opinion. This is Shiley. She's the Katie Marie by Ann Timmerman. I love her so much. I love her hair. She's got the prettiest hair. I don't want to make this a political channel, and I don't want to get into all those debates, because then you run into a lot of issues. I just wanted to bring up this one topic because it was asked of me, and I wanted to share my opinion of what I think about it with you guys. But like I said, I don't see why trans women have to be considered women. Why can't trans women be trans women? There's nothing wrong with that category. There's nothing evil or ugly about that category. That just makes them a category of men who want to be more womanly. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think everybody should live the life that they want to live and be happy in their bodies, regardless of what other people think. It's kind of like the Reborn community, We want to be happy and live our lives and have our dolls and not be judged. And I'm sure that other people in the world want the same thing. But I would never say that my dolls are Transformers to fit in with a Transformer group, That's just not the case. They're dolls. Um, so I think that we all need to do what we need to do to be happy and to live the life that we want to live. And as long as you're not hurting anyone else and you're not affecting anyone else, it's nobody's business what you do with your life. It only becomes other people's business when your behavior starts affecting the behavior of others. Um, and at that point, I feel like there's a social responsibility. But I'm not going to get into all that. I just wanted to point that out as my opinion and share it with you. By the way, that Italian meat roll came out so good. It was so tasty. The meat was so tender. I just loved it. It was so good. I will definitely be making it again. I had made it years and years ago, but hadn't made it in a long time. So I hadn't tried it in a long time, but it was really good. And then the spaghetti and, of course, the homemade sauce was fabulous. So the way that I make my sauce is I saute onions and garlic with some herbs, usually oregano, thyme, and basil. And then I get 2 cans of diced tomatoes with garlic in it. And then I get 3 cans of Italian diced tomatoes, and that has the garlic and some herbs and everything. And then I blend 4 of the cans. So I leave one of the plain diced tomatoes out, and I blend the 3 Italian ones and the 1 regular one. And I blend them all till they're smooth. I pour them in the pot with the onions and garlic when they're cooked. Then I add in about a cup of red wine, a half a cup of white wine, and a quarter cup of sugar. And then I let it all cook down for quite a while, usually all day. I usually cook it all day. And then I put in the last can. Oh, sorry. Before I cook it, I put in that last can that I didn't blend up because I like a little bit of chunkiness in my sauce. So one of the cans of tomatoes I don't blend, and the other ones I do. And then I let it cook all day on low, bring it to a boil, and then turn it down to low and let it cook all day. And then I serve it over pasta. That's pretty much it. The only other thing I didn't mention is that I use like 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the very beginning to saute the onions and garlic. And then I serve it over pasta. And you can add meatballs or sausage or whatever you want to your spaghetti and meat and sauce. I mean, and you can use it as a main dish. You can use it as a side dish. And it freezes really well, the spaghetti sauce. It freezes really well. It holds really well. And it can last for several months in the freezer. That's usually what I do. I usually use it for a night or 2, and then I put it in the freezer. And then the other thing that I make homemade is I make my own chicken broth, and I love homemade chicken broth so much better than canned. And the way that I make that is I cut up 4 large carrots, 2 turnips, like 3 or 4 pieces of sticks of celery, with the leaves on top. I love the flavor the leaves gives it. And then I take a whole chicken. I kind of cut off the legs and the wings, and I throw it in the pot with the skin and everything. And then I cook it all. Oh, an onion, just chopped into like 4s. And then I cook it all for several hours with, cover everything with water, add a little seasoning in there, usually some sage, some oregano, thyme, that kind of stuff, whatever seasoning you like. And then you cook it all for several hours, like 3 or 4 hours. And then when the water turns kind of like, looks like chicken broth and it gets kind of thick, then you strain the liquid out of it. Keep the liquid, that's your broth. And I take out all of the vegetables, and usually the carrots I save for the dogs, and then the other vegetables I just throw away. And then you can freeze that And I make big batches of it with like 2 chickens in a giant stock pot. And then you have enough chicken broth for months, and you just section it off into small mason jars or whatever, or bags, however you want to freeze it. And you just freeze it, and then you just take out whatever you need and you leave the rest in the freezer. So it's really good. The other thing I make is my own barbecue sauce, but I'll go into that another day. I was just telling you guys about those two things. So you can make spaghetti sauce and you can make chicken broth, and then you can freeze it, put it in the freezer into smaller, amounts, and you end up with really good, healthy chicken broth and tomato sauce, and you can thaw it and use and have quick dinners whenever you need it. So that's always a good idea. We also make our, like I said, we make our own barbecue sauce. We keep that in the freezer. And then when we're going to have chicken or something that needs ribs, something that needs barbecue sauce, we just thaw, 1 serving of it, or 2 servings, depending on how many people are eating. And yeah, it makes for really quick meals. Really easy because you've already got the main work done. Here's Shiley. I love her hair so much. I just love playing with her hair. She's got the softest, most beautiful hair, I think, of all my reborns. Although, you know what? Kenya's may be just as soft, and Kenya's is just as long. I like Shiley's because it's really dark colored and it's just really beautiful. And she's got some red highlights. It's just really pretty hair. She's got really beautiful hair. So I want to say hello and welcome to my new subscribers and tell you guys I'm so happy you're here. And I can't wait to get to know you a little better. I subscribe to a couple of your channels, so I'll be watching your videos. Was it hot where you guys were today? Did anybody do anything fun, like go to the beach? Or I know we're going to clean up the paddle boards and take them out in the next couple weeks for the first time. I know that'll be fun. We live next, like near a park. It's not too far. It's like a block away. And there's a river that runs like at the base of the park, and we take the paddle boards out on the river, and it's just so much fun. It's just a blast. I have so much fun going out on the river with the paddle boards. They're not the inflatable paddle boards. We have the plastic paddle boards, and they just work so nice. They're a little awkward and heavy to haul around, but they're so fun. And so we're planning on, in the next week or two, getting the paddle boards out for the first time in the season, which will be a blast. I'll have so much fun with that. We love going paddle boarding. And I don't stand up on the paddle boards because I don't have the balance to do it. I would take a dive, but I sit down and paddle, and it's still fun. So we were actually supposed to be leaving tomorrow for yesterday for our camping trip, but unfortunately we were unable to go this year. So I'm a little bummed today because we were supposed to be camping right now, and I love the camping trip so much. I'm kind of bummed that we can't go. Actually, really bummed. We just, financially, we couldn't do it this year. So, I'm really bummed because I know my daughter loves it too, and we have such a good time out in the woods. It's just a blast. But yeah. So unfortunately, we couldn't go this year. But next year, I'm planning a Reborn camping trip. And I'm hoping we're going to do it like over a week, and people can come for as short or as long as they want. We're going to like try to find a big campsite and where people can put up tents, and we'll hopefully have a blast. I hope it'll be fun. I'm trying to organize it. It's kind of hard to organize something like that for with people from all over the world, all over the country. But we're going to try it out and see how it works. I think it's going to be fun. We're going to do that next June, like the end of June into July. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to do that, but I really wish we were going this year. I love camping so much. We do isolated camping, so we like go not in a campground, but like in like isolated campsites that are not in an established campground. And it's so relaxing. It's so quiet. You have no like internet access, no telephone, it's like just you get away from the world. There's a river right there. It's just amazing. We always go to Oak Ridge, Oregon. I love Oak Ridge. I feel like it's my home away from home. I always feel like I'm going home when I go there. It's so small and peaceful, and just it's perfect. It's the perfect little town. And so, yeah, that's where we're going to try to go next year. I'm hoping it's going to work out. I'm going to have to like save money this year, which is hard because, you know, with no income, it's really hard to save money. I can't even pay rent. So it's hard, but I'm getting there. I'm making some changes and we're getting there, and life is good. I can't really complain about my life. I mean, I wish I had income, like steady income that I could count on. I think that would be awesome. But aside from that, I mean, my life is pretty good. I'm really happy. I have a beautiful collection of babies that give me so much peace and joy. I have good friends. You know, I'm starting my YouTube channel, so I'm really excited about what the future holds. I hope you guys are excited for your futures, you know, like the choices that we make today, you know. And then someone asked me, like a friend of mine who's close to me asked me yesterday, do I regret, like, because I haven't really vengeful ex, and he's made my life pretty miserable up until my kids turned 18 and I didn't have to deal with him anymore. And someone asked me, a friend of mine asked me yesterday, did I regret having kids with him? And the answer is no, I don't regret having kids with him, because A, I wouldn't have the kids that I have without him. And B, if you change one thing in your past, you change everything. You know, like there's a saying, the flap of a butterfly's wings just caused a typhoon halfway around the world. And what that saying means is like everything is a cause and effect. So if you go back in your life and you change one thing, you would not be where you are today. And I'm pretty content with where I am in my life. I'm a good person. I have good friends. You know, I have a nice place to live. I have my beautiful babies. And so I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through it again because some of it was pretty harsh and hard to deal with, but it was worth it to get me where I am today. Do you know what I mean? So I'm pretty pleased with my life the way it is. And to change anything would change where I ended up. And I wouldn't want to do that. So look at this beautiful baby. Can you imagine anything better, huh? I love the hands of the Ann Timmerman babies. She does really good with their hands. They look like they're in motion and they look realistic. Like, I forget which baby. Oh, it's the Gabriella by Regina S. Beautiful, beautiful kit, but her thumbs look so weird. I will show you what I mean by that. She's got weird looking thumbs. They don't look like real thumbs. And it's just one thing about that kit that I don't like is the thumbs. There's something about her thumbs that it looks like a weird finger. It's just, here, let me show you because I can't explain it. It's just, it's the way the thumb is positioned. Hold on, let me show you. Look at that. See the thumb? It just, the rest of the hand is beautiful, but it's just that weird chunky thumb that I don't know. I just don't like it. It's the one thing about this kit that I don't like. It's just weird. So, yeah. There are little things like that, but she's a beautiful baby. Look at the kit. She's gorgeous. There are little things like that that I love or don't love about certain kits. But I always look at the little details, you know, and the hands and the feet are important to me, that they look realistic. And she's got beautiful little feet, like the sculpting of the feet. Look at that. That's so cute. She's even got the curled little toe. Isn't that adorable? So she's got beautiful little feet, and the rest of her fingers and the rest of her hand is perfect, but it's just this weird deformed thumb. It looks like somebody cut off the circulation because the top part of the thumb is fat and the bottom of it is really skinny. And all the, because I had another Gabriella, all the Gabriellas are like that. And even this thumb doesn't look like a thumb. It looks like another finger. I don't know why I don't like the thumbs on this kit. I just don't. It looks weird to me. But the rest of her sculpting is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't mind, you know, the few things that I don't like. It's very rare that I find something that I object to with a kit. But with this Gabriella kit, it's the thumbs that get me. Do you guys find that there are certain little tiny things about different kits that you like, or really like, or don't like? I love when they have good feet, like not just the sculpting, but even the painting. I love when they have, oh, she's got spots on her feet. She might have already had those because she has the marks on her legs when I got her, so she might have already had those. In fact, now that I think about it, I think she did have those. Anyway, I love when they have, and like this kind of thing doesn't really bother me too much because, you know, how often do I look at the bottom of her feet? But I love when the feet are painted like really well. I don't think her feet are painted very good, the bottom of her feet anyway, but I still love her. She's beautiful. I love her little face. She's so cute, and her hair is so soft. So this is Daisy, Daisy Rose. And the other one I had was Violet Azalea, but I traded her, so. But she's a beautiful baby. It's just the thumbs that kind of throw me off. It's okay. There are certain things that, with certain kits, that I look at the little details and I get kind of crazy about it. Here is, oh, my big girl. This is Kennedy. Isn't she cute? She is the Sally kit. Her hair's kind of sticking up. Let me fix her hair. We dressed her last week, but her hair got up against the crib where she was sitting and it got a little crazy, so I need to comb her hair down. She's the Sally kit. She's one of the ones that I'm gonna paint to add some color to her. There we go. But she's really beautiful. Her hands are really pretty. I like that she has the little finger pointed. It almost reminds me kind of Saskia. And I love all the different shades. She has a lot of highlights and lowlights in her hair. With some coloring and some blushing, she will be a gorgeous baby. Well, you're already a gorgeous baby, but you'll be an even more gorgeous baby. And I want to do some veining on her wrists and on her feet, you know. And she needs some veining on her face. She needs some blue tones and some blushing and a little bit darker color on her lips. Not really dark. I don't want her to look like she's wearing lipstick, but I do want her to have a little bit more color on her lips. Especially if I'm going to give her some blushing and some veining and some depth and all that stuff. Well, I'm going to let you guys run for the night. It was nice talking to you. I hope you guys have a great evening and rest well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great night, guys. Love you. Bye.